Hey YouTube, it's Carly. I am going to do a book haul today, and I am going to show you some books that I've had for a little while and then books that I just bought today. So some of the books that I bought a couple of months ago. First one is Cover Her Face, P.D. James. I know nothing about this book except for the fact that it's a murder mystery, and I don't usually read murder mysteries actually, and I'm not quite sure what struck me to pick this up, but I decided to give it a try. I think probably because I'm trying to branch out a little bit, and it seems like a shorter book, so I feel like it's something that I can handle. The next two books are definitely together. They are Angels and Demons and The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown. These books have obviously been out for a really long time. I think this one was written in 2000, and this one a couple years after that. So they've been around forever, and I've just never read them. And I started Angels and Demons already, but I've never even seen the movies or anything like that. So I'm going into them with kind of a clean slate. Next book, The Lost World, Michael Crichton. I think that's how you say his name. If it's not, somebody please tell me. But I read Jurassic Park for the first time last year, and I loved it. And it's crazy to me. I cannot believe that it took me that long to read Jurassic Park, especially since the movies were such a big deal for me as a kid. And so I feel like I will really enjoy The Lost World also. And I'm curious to see like what's different in this book, because some of the things that happened in the first book are different than the movie. Jurassic Park is. I'm sure Jurassic World is too, but next book is The Illuminator by Brenda Rickman Van Treese. I think that's how you say it. I pick up authors that I don't know how to pronounce their names. I don't know anything about this book. I actually don't read the back cover of books at all. I think I've done it on a handful of occasions, and I've regretted it every time. I either get a misconceived idea of what the book's going to be, and I either don't like it or I don't buy it when I actually probably would have liked it to begin with, or it ruins things. It spoils something, and to me it's like watching the preview for a movie. I don't like to do that. I like to go in knowing very little about movies, about books. I don't know if that's really weird or not, but that's how I like to do things. So back on topic. This book looks like historical fiction to me. I'm guessing they're talking about like the illumination of texts, probably like 13th, 14th century, something like that. I love historical fiction, so I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, so that's all for the first set of books that I've had these for a few months now, but I haven't touched any of them except for Angels and Demons. The next bit I just got today. The first one was on the shelf of being adapted to film, and I didn't realize that this was being adapted to film, but The BFG by Roald Dahl, and that made me really excited. I love Roald Dahl. I know that he's technically a children's book author, but I have several of his books, and I didn't actually have The BFG, and they had it for just a few dollars, so I decided to pick it up. And if you haven't read anything by Roald Dahl, you should just pick one up and read it. It will only take you a little bit of time to read them, and I just think he's so clever. Matilda, George's Marvelous Medicine, obviously BFG, they're just really awesome. Next was near it on the shelf of being adapted to film, so and I just picked it up because it looked intriguing. The Lost City of Z by David Grann. It just says A Tale of Deadly Obsession in the Amazon, so I don't know, it really intrigued me. I thought it sounded really cool, so that's literally all I know about this. Is apparently it's going to be a movie this year. Next one I am so excited about because I love this author, The Thief Lord, Cornelia Funk. I've been wanting to pick up a copy of this book for some time now. I love her Inkheart trilogy. So next one, the cover didn't really strike me as like, ooh, that looks amazing, but I've heard good things about this author. I have not read any of his yet. So this is Dragon Keeper. It is volume 1 of the Rain Wilds Chronicles. So we'll have to see how it goes. It was only a couple of bucks, so I thought I would give it a shot since I had heard that this author was good. So Anatomy of Murder, Imogen Robertson. Again, I never buy murder mysteries, and I believe that this is a murder mystery. I don't know why I got that impression. But I guess after I got it home and I looked it up, I guess this is the second book in this series. Like I said, I don't read the back covers of books, and so I don't want to like read it and anything to be given away for the first book. I hate it when that happens, where it's like, oh, it's been 8 years since so-and-so died. And you're like, oh, well, crap. Now I know in book 1 that so-and-so dies. I hate that. When I looked it up, it said it was book 1, but then I got home and I looked more into the article that was talking about it, and I think it's book 2. So I'm going to have to pick up book 2 before I start this. Historical fiction for sure. Joe Walton Farthing. I don't know. I loved the cover. It just seemed really cool. Obviously, it seems to be set in like World War I, World War II era, and I like that time period, so I'm really excited about giving this a shot. The last one, actually, that I picked up, I believe I've read this book before, and I'll explain more in a second, but The Summoner by Gail Z. Martin, book 1 of the Chronicles of the Necromancer. Why I say I believe I've read it before is I don't remember. I borrowed a series of books from a friend several years ago. I want to say like 6-7 years ago, something like that. So I don't remember what the series called. I don't even remember the friend that I borrowed it from. All I remember, it was some kind of sorcery, medieval fantasy story, and I remember loving it, and like bits and pieces of the story will come back to me and I'll be like, oh, that was such a good series. I really liked it. I wish that I remembered what it was called. I was skimming the bookshelves and this jumped out at me as something that I remember. And so I feel like this is it, and I'm really hoping that this is, but it's really thick. So I really hope that this is it, because that would make me really excited, because I loved that series. So anyways, that is all the books that I have for you today. I am going to go and do a February TBR now. I want to kind of set myself some goals for this month in books I would like to read, so you should watch it next. Thanks.